What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this New Year's Eve Anfield Agenda. I guess it's a special video. It isn't really a news roundup in that we're only going to be focusing on one topic over the course of this video, and that is Trent Alexander-Arnold and his contract situation. So what I'm going to do over the course of the next few minutes is give you a flavour of what the Athletic are writing, what some of the fan accounts are writing, and then finish up by giving you my own personal opinion on the whole situation with Trent. As always, my friends, I'd love to know your thoughts, so do let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and most importantly, please do hit that subscribe button as we are closing right in on 290,000 subscribers. A little bit of a programming note as well. I will be live tonight at the regular slot of 8:45. We won't be going all the way through to New Year's and ringing it in, but I will be here till about 10:30. So hopefully you guys can join me for that, and we'll celebrate it early together, the New Year's, and we'll talk about what maybe 2025 has in store for the Reds. So look, as I mentioned, I'm going to start off by giving you a flavour of what some of the social media accounts that are Liverpool fans are saying. Anfield sector, one of the most prominent of all of them, has been saying, just make your decision already, man. We've all had enough of this shit hanging over our season like a dark cloud. And again, this is kind of what's happening, and I've been speaking to some match-going fans as well, and they're telling me what's been said in and around them at the game, and everybody seemingly is just getting frustrated by this will he, won't he saga. Anfield Edition, another Liverpool social media account, said, we just need Trent to make a decision now. This will he, won't he for the next few months as we're going for the Premier League and Champions League is such an unneeded distraction. The team's achievements shouldn't be diminished by a contract saga. And you will notice a massive difference in tone between how people discuss the Trent situation and how people are discussing the Virgil and Mohamed Salah situation. Because, as I've said all the way through this process, it's very easy to know what those two gents want, and we're right behind them. We don't know what Trent wants, and this will continue on now with some of the stuff from the media. Today, The Athletic put out a piece that kind of culminates everything that's been written about Trent. They've shared their own views on it as well, and I'm going to take a minute or two now to read through some of these for you and give you a flavour of what's out there. So again, this from David Ornstein of The Athletic. Liverpool only have themselves to blame for letting Trent's contract situation get this late. They should have dealt with it earlier. If they had a couple of years ago, I think he would have signed. Liverpool are still trying. So I guess we got to take this comment from David Ornstein and juxtapose it with what we know about why Trent perhaps didn't sign this contract a little bit earlier. I've told you guys before that Liverpool could have pulled a fast one on Trent. They could have withheld the information on Kloppo leaving, got him to sign that extension, and then let the news break. But they didn't, out of respect. But like I've always said to you guys watching the channel, respect is a two-way street. It doesn't just flow one way. And with Trent, well, as you'll see from the next few minutes, it's still just a will he, won't he, and he knows what he's doing. Breaking. The feeling around Liverpool is that Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk will both end up signing new deals, and that again coming from David Ornstein. Brilliant. We all know that that's likely the case. We all know how much Virgil and Mo want to stay here. They've made it abundantly clear, and fans can at least take solace knowing that yes, it's dragging on longer than they would have liked, but ultimately the players want to be here, and that makes a big difference to how fans feel about these situations, whether we want to admit that or not. It does. Also from The Athletic, sources close to Madrid state that since mid to late November, they have believed the 26-year-old is leaning towards moving to Spain after making informal contact with the players' camp. So again, we're not going to be naive about this and think that there's been no conversations between Trent's representatives or people close to Trent and Madrid. Let's be grown up about this. They're going to have been hammering away, chipping away, trying to get Trent to lean towards a Madrid move. Some more stuff now from The Athletic. They say the same sources expect Trent Alexander-Arnold to reach a pre-contract agreement with Real Madrid in January. They say a long-term deal of at least 4 years and a hefty signing-on bonus has been proposed. Now, that's pretty much where we're at in the media and with some of the fan base. Now I'm going to give you my take on this Trent situation. I'm going to start off by saying what I hope is obvious to everybody, that all of us want Trent to stay. But he is undoing all of the goodwill himself, in my opinion. Now, I don't know what way this goes. I truly don't. I don't have any information that you don't have. But I do know that this situation is getting worse, more toxic, more frustrating for the fan base. It is starting to seep into the stands, and it is going to become a problem in the dressing room and within the camp. Whether people want to admit that or not, it is. Trent also knows what he's doing. This celebration, the wry smile walking through the mix zone after the game. It doesn't take much to stop and say, yeah, we're still working on it, I want to be here. And he's not doing it. So, like I said at the start of this video, and I say on my streams all the time, respect is a two-way street. The fans have helped put Trent into this position. The fans have gotten behind Trent through his entire career. Even when others were talking about him being unable to defend and were going and taking cheap shots at him, Liverpool fans, more often than not, had his back. And certainly the match-going fans absolutely did. But he's not giving that back. And that cannot go unnoticed here. We can't just bury our heads in the sand and talk about this from the perspective of everything's great, sure, he's just keeping things private. It's gone beyond that now. It is getting to a point where it's starting to destabilise the fan base, and it's starting to potentially disrupt the season that is on for such great endings. You've got to be grown up about this. We all want him to stay. I'm taking that as a given. I don't think there's any Liverpool fans that wants to see rid of Trent Alexander-Arnold. But he needs to man up now. If you see all the videos about him growing up in Liverpool, the Adidas promos, all the other stuff about what the club means to him, he wanting to captain it, growing up in the shadow of Anfield and all this stuff, it doesn't feel like that's true at the minute, does it? Now, whether that's intentional or not from Trent is open to debate. I think he very much knows what he's doing. And my feeling through all of this is that we're being strung along as fans until there is a window where maybe they feel they can sneak this out and bury it in some other good news. That's how I feel about it. I think if Trent really did want to stay and had a mind to stay, this would have been clearer. And look, I'm also going to say this. Even if he does stay now, even if we find out next week that Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to sign a new deal at Liverpool, I think he's tarnished his reputation. I think he has. And again, you're not all going to agree with me, and I respect your opinions, and I appreciate you may see this differently to me. But you can see here the culmination of what fans are feeling. Myself, other prominent social media accounts are starting to now speak out to say, enough is enough, Trent. Make your decision, communicate your decision, and treat everybody with the respect that they've been treating you with. I think that's a minimum in this situation for me. So that pretty much covers how I'm feeling about it all. Of course, I want to know how you guys are feeling. Do you agree with these social media accounts? Do you think people are overreacting? Or, if you're being honest with yourself, are you doing what I was doing for the longest time, which is burying your head in the sand, just refusing to acknowledge what might happen and just hoping and hoping and hoping you get the good news? If the answer to that is yes, that's understandable as well, if I'm being really honest. There is no right or wrong way to feel in this situation, but there is a right or wrong way, to conduct yourself, and I think Trent isn't covering himself in glory at the minute. So I will see you guys tonight, 8:45, for the final late night agenda of the year. Again, for those of you who joined me last night and seen that my mental health and my mood was down, I'll explain that later on tonight. And until then, thank you for watching. Again, love to know your thoughts in the comment section, and we'll talk to you soon. Much love.